Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. And the Tulip Siddiq story takes another twist. This time, quite a big, significant one. The new Prime Minister of Bangladesh, whose name is Mohammed Yunus, um, he has now intervened. It's very unusual for something like this because he's part of the executive, not the judiciary in Bangladesh. The initial investigation, of course, was by the judiciary, by the specialist unit, BIFU. But now the new guy, the new leader of the country, has intervened. This is now blowing up to become a major international diplomatic incident. And it is extraordinary. Now she's under fresh pressure to quit the role, both internally from the party as well as externally from a whole series of people. And this new guy, this new leader, says that everything needs to be investigated, particularly all the huge property portfolio that the family seem to be engaged in. The family, and direct family and friends, and all these people all closely linked. And there is a massive property portfolio. And of course, these have all been gifted by figures either related to her or part of the Awami League, that party that sort of dodgily, it appears, defrauded the people of Bangladesh, embezzled billions. And now, as we've discovered with further investigations, that's now being widened. It's going beyond the corruption investigation. They're now looking at crimes against humanity. They're looking at murder, several murders, almost mass murder, perhaps. They're looking at abuse of power, abuse of people, all sorts of things. It's massively widening. And right at the heart of this, of course, is, as far as this country is concerned, is Tulip Siddiq and her very best friend, the Prime Minister. Not to mention getting the King involved as well. It's all starting to spread. Now, the money, which undoubtedly has gone missing, it's undoubtedly been stolen, but where it is, nobody knows. But it does seem and appear that it's all come to Britain and it's all been used and basically laundered through property. And so the regime wants everything to be investigated, not just by the Bangladesh authorities, but now he's asking for the British authorities to investigate as well. He said it's a big issue if the British MP was involved, and he said he's glad that the British press are bringing this issue to the front. So well done everyone who does this story. Anyway, he said the irony of her being the anti-corruption minister. He said just because she's the anti-corruption minister doesn't mean she's beyond corruption. Of course, he's quite right, isn't he? Now, support within the cabinet, and I've mentioned this before, support in the cabinet is ebbing away. There's not one minister now, on or off the record, willing to support her. It seems as though they've all sort of realised that supporting her is going to damage them. The only one kind of offering any support at all is the Prime Minister, only because he's so closely linked, of course. But for the ones who aren't naming themselves off the record, they're saying that, yes, there's definitely something going on and she may need to consider the position. One particular one, Peter Kyle, he is the Science Secretary. He's come out and his words, and I'm going to have to read these words, were, "We need to wait for the outcome of that inquiry, and so I have full confidence in the process, and the country needs to rest assured we've given that commissioner more powers and more independence, so that the process must now carry on." And that, of course, is sheer, unadulterated bollocks, because they limited this. This isn't an inquiry. He's called it inquiry. It's not. It's a quick glance over to see if there's enough evidence for then to proceed to an inquiry. But they've limited what Magnus, the investigator, Laurie Magnus, can look at. And so by limiting what he can look at, he's predetermined the outcome. Oh, if you can only look at that, then you can't see anything out here. So yes, when you look at that, it's fine. And that's how they've done it. So they've actually put it and framed it in such a way that the outcome is that she'll be fine, kind of thing. So that's all bollocks that they're trying to push. And he's saying that, we need to have this inquiry, but yeah, I'm sure it should be fine. I'm sure she'll be fine. But he's not backing her, and no one is. Now, these obviously with the Bangladeshi people saying she needs to be investigated, the Tories saying she's being investigated. The claim she put herself forward to be investigated, but that's bullshit. She was told she had to, and all this. But it's getting worse for her because the lies are growing. She's been caught lying again. Is there no limit to the lies? This is what happens when you've lied your way into something and you go, oh, and the only way out is to lie some more. But the trouble is they've caught out you in the first lies, and so they don't believe anything you say now. So everything you do say is going to be fact-checked. But it emerged that Labour Party posters and flyers, all designed and produced by Tulip Siddiq, have been found in the ruined presidential palace. This would be the palace her aunt lived in when she was the previous leader of Bangladesh. And there's all this political stuff, plans, meetings, discussions, all the minutes taken, all this political stuff found in this palace. And this is despite Tulip Siddiq herself saying several times to many people that she never did anything while there. She didn't work on politics over there. She didn't have conversations about politics over there. And yet, strangely, all this guff is found. And she, of course, was the one that got Keir Starmer in the next door constituency to become an MP in the first place. Right. I mean, he is so mired up to here in shit. Now, the Bangladeshis want the houses back. There's the £700,000 flat that we know of that she was gifted, and then forgot about. Oh, I forgot I had that £700,000 flat in King's Cross. And then there's the £1.3 million house in Golders Green. That's the one that's owned by Salman Rahman, rather. He's the friend of the king, if you remember. The one who goes to Buckingham Palace and has lots and lots of meals. Then it turns out that he's connected with the king's charity that the king set up. But he's also connected with murders back in Bangladesh. But he has this 1.3 million house, and he lets Tulip Siddiq's mother live there rent-free. How nice. But then, of course, there's the £650,000 flat in Hampstead. That also is raising eyebrows. You know, where did that come? Who paid for that? How did she get that? And the £865,000 flat in Golders Green. Again, where'd that come from? And then, of course, you mustn't forget about the £2.2 million house in East Finchley. Again, another one that may be needing look at, as well as the £350,000 flat in Finchley. Yeah. Stinks? Yes. Why is nobody looking at it? Who knows? Why are they limiting the investigation so tightly that the outcome can only be that she's innocent? Who knows? Has it got anything to do with Keir Starmer and his love of her family and his constant trips to Bangladesh to see her family, all at their expense, not his? Who knows? Is he so tightly tied up in all this corruption? Who knows? But I know what I think. Millions upon millions of pounds of houses that just magically appeared. Corruption is rife, and we can see who's right at the head of it. Thanks very much.